I'm going to be doing something a little bit different for Why Not Wednesday this week. And it's come to me in the post because a friend of ours sent it to me, and I think it's something a little bit special. I'll tag them. But I wanted to do a bit of a backstory on why this particular wine is probably a little bit special. Basically, Dad worked at this winery for a huge percentage of his life since he was 15. There's a bit of a positive and a negative association with this winery for our family because he spent so many years putting his energy and time into this particular winery to only for him and my mum to get laid off at the same time. Now, I don't want to harp on the negative aspects of this because there are so many positive things that came out of it too. One being wine stains and following our dreams and our passions and learning to diversify in what we're doing. And also this winery, I'm sure for him, as well as myself, has so many positive memories. I know for me personally, as a vintage baby, I grew up within the wine industry, and these guys had the best social club. And I'm sure if any of them are watching and listening, they will put their hands up and vouch how good it was. So it's got so many positive memories from me. And this particular wine, it's got some age on it. So I'm really intrigued to see if he can actually pick it, what he has to say about it. I just thought I'd give a bit of a backstory before I go and get him to taste this wine because, yeah, I feel like there's a bit of sentiment to it. All right, so hello everyone. I've just given poured Dad the wine.
Okay, so I'll just grab my piece of paper, please, Crystal. So the colour is quite a dark red to, yeah, sort of a really dark red. It looks okay. Just on the initial sniff, I think it's got a bit of age about it, so I reckon it might have 3 or 4 years on it. It's quite fruitcakey, dark, intense, blackberries, darker fruits integrated with the oak. I would say it's a Shiraz, 2015. Yeah, obviously Barossa Valley. Miles off.
It's the Shiraz. I'll bring out the bottle for you. It's a bit more than 3 or 4 years old.
1999.
21.
Hey, it lives really well, doesn't it?
So Matt Hardiman sent this one in.
On your mat.
Yeah, give it a go. So tell us about making this wine.
Okay, so the farms is made from Lindop fruit. So it is quite intense and black pepper when it's made. It was made in open tanks, so Yadara had 8-ton open tanks with heading down boards. So that was pumped over twice a day during its sort of 7 to 10 day ferment. Not really sure about 99, probably close to a 10-day ferment, I guess. And then packed away into new and some second use oak. From there, it's been about 18 months in oak, and then brought out, tested, tasted, and bottled. Yeah, so hey, I'm amazed it's still looking okay. It's probably got a little bit of TCA taint.
When I smelt it, it reminded me of port.
Yeah, so it is quite fruitcakey. So,
right.
And then those characters develop over time. Those characters developed over time, integrated with the oak, and they become sort of really a little bit port-like, but it's fruitcake. A little bit of cork taint, which is a bit of a pity because this wine, you know, probably if it was drunk, you know, 5, 6, 7 years ago, it would be looking pretty smart. But it's just starting to fade away now, aging gracefully, but that cork's let it down, which is a bit of a pity.
So can you tell us about your, I guess, experience with Yaldara? Like, I mean, that was the first winery that you worked at.
Yeah, well, I guess I started when I was 15. I think Crystal's mentioned that before. Started out washing bottles, worked in the vintage cellar and also the blending cellar, probably blending cellar for the first couple of years. Blending back then for us, the blends were done in the lab. We just get a cellar note and we just put tanks of wine together, filter them, get them down to bottling. Later on, I worked in the vintage cellar and then distilling. So I did distilling for about 12 or 14 years. So we made Grey Pella, which was a non-alcoholic sparkling, and also we did some still non-alcoholic. We made brandy, we made rum, we imported whiskey. What else do we make? Oh, we made a little bit of gin as well, so a fairly simple gin. After that, I moved into the vintage cellar full time, became a vintage cellar manager, and then winery manager, and then later on production winemaker, and that's when I finished there in 2009, and then
So how many years was that all up?
35.
35.
Yeah.
I was close. Look, I sort of said in the intro to this video, I'll just step in here, about how it was sort of, I guess, a bittersweet time at Yaldara because it's, you know, taught you so much, and like all the beautiful friends and stuff that you made in the workplace is a lot different back then. Like I was saying, I had these childhood memories of like bonfires and social gatherings and all that sort of stuff. And I know there's a few on here that keep commenting who are old Yaldara people, so that's awesome. I love seeing those comments pop up. But I guess, you know, it's got that happy, and you know, it made us pursue, or you pursue, like step out and think differently about work as well, and it got wine stains going, and but yeah, I just thought it was a really interesting. I was thinking maybe we'll bring up some memories of like this wine, and you might have something, but no, that's fine.
No. Well, we had a lovely winemaker by Jim Irvine around at that time, and he taught me a lot of things. Great man to impart knowledge. They call him Mr. Merlot because his favourite wine, and the wine he produced the most of, was Merlot, and did a really good job at it. So I learned a lot from him, and from that sort of moved on and went out on my own, which is really nice.